Hi, my name is Tony, and today I'm going to show you how to make vegan grape jelly meatballs. I know that this one sounds a little bit weird. I was a nanny the first time I ever heard of anybody making such a thing, and I remember watching her pour all of the ingredients into her slow cooker, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. But today I'm going to show you how to do it. I've made it many times, and it's very good. A perfect dish for parties. I'm starting with 18 ounces of grape jelly, and we're gonna put the whole jar in there. This is gonna come out a bit chunky. You'll see it looks like jelly. So I'm taking a spoon and clearing out the container. I want all of it. And once it starts cooking, it'll turn into a sauce. So that squeaky sound. I do not like that squeaky sound. I'm gonna get as much as I can out of my grape jelly jar and set this aside. Those are great jars to keep on hand too. I usually give people leftovers in them, or I store things like baking powder or baking soda that I buy in the bulk bins in those types of jars. You just clear off the label and wash it, take the little sticky stuff off, and it's a great jar. Next, we're gonna do 12 ounces of chili sauce. And once again, we're putting in the whole jar. And sometimes this is a little bit tricky. When I worked at a restaurant a long time ago, I actually worked in multiple restaurants, I used to do the trick where you hit upward at this part right here. You hit up like this and you push it down, and it helps. But you can also take a butter knife and scrape the insides if you want. We're just trying to get as much of it as possible. And what I do with this is once I get as much as I can out, I will turn it upside down, let it hang out, just standing like that, and put it to the side and let gravity do its thing. And then when I'm done with everything, I will try to get the last bit out. Those are really the two ingredients that make up the sauce, but I like to be a little bit fancier and add in a couple spices. You don't have to, these are optional ingredients, and I'm dropping the recipe, the printable recipe link down below so that you can see the measurements that I use. But I add in a pinch of cayenne pepper, and it depends on how spicy you like them. I'm just gonna add in a little bit. We're having some dinner guests tonight and I don't know their spice levels, so I'm just gonna add in a teeny tiny bit. If you like spice, go ahead and add in more. And I'm adding in some optional garlic powder, and this is gonna be 1 teaspoon. If you don't have garlic powder, but you have fresh garlic on hand, you can do a couple cloves minced or pressed in there, or add in some from a jar, maybe like a teaspoon, and that would work as well. The last portion of the sauce is an optional ingredient, and it's just soy sauce. If you're doing gluten-free, you can do a tamari sauce instead. I'm using regular soy sauce because I'm also using, I believe the meatballs that I'm using have gluten in them, but there are some that don't, which I'll explain when I get there. I'm gonna put this on saute mode. In my written recipe, I have this step done on the stove top, but because I wanna do everything right here on camera, and this does have the saute function, I'm gonna use that and dirty one less dish. You're welcome to do either. I do find it to be easier when I'm in my kitchen and not in my filming studio where I have a stove. I do find it easier to do it separately on the stove because it happens a lot faster, and this takes a little bit of time to warm up and it doesn't get as hot as quickly. So if you don't want to do a dish and you have some extra time, you can do everything on here in your Instant Pot or electric pressure cooker. Just turn on that saute function. It'll get hot pretty quickly, and then we'll whisk it until it turns into a nice sauce. We can even start the whisking sooner, but it's much easier once the jelly melts. And on the stovetop, it takes about 10 minutes. But here, depending on how quickly yours gets hot, it might take a little bit longer than 10 minutes. I'm gonna let it do its thing for a few minutes, and it should get hot. It'll start bubbling, and that's when you'll want to make sure that it is not burning by stirring it occasionally. And while I wait for that to happen, I do want to talk about how it might be surprising that I would serve this at a party. It's a little bit more expensive. It has ingredients that don't seem like they go together, but it has always been a hit at holiday parties, or for my husband's birthday one year, we did a protein bar. Actually, this year, we did a protein bar. He has a lot of friends who are meat lovers from the gym, and we did a protein bar where everything was vegan, and these were one of them. The kind that I use have 21 grams of protein per serving. So I served these meatballs. I did pigs in a blanket, vegan, of course. Everything was vegan. I'm trying to think of what else. A lot of different easy I did the Impossible chicken nuggets and a few other things, and it was a huge hit. It was great for a birthday party and fun for so many people who are not into vegan living at all, or like plant-based living in any way, to try it and like it and then want to go explore on their own and buy those products. So I do like this recipe. I make it at least 2 times per year, usually for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And this year I did it for my husband's birthday party because of his request for the protein bar. So you can see it's now warm and things are happening pretty quickly. I do want to make sure that I am stirring now that the heat is hot. And when you're working on your Instant Pot using the saute function, you can't control the heat. That's another thing I like about doing it on the stovetop, is you can control the heat, and if it's getting too hot or it looks like it's gonna burn, you can turn it down. Here, you just have to pay very close attention to this part. I don't mind it. It's just a few minutes. It's done. It's good to go. And I am going to add in 3 bags. These are 15 ounces each of plant-based meatballs. I'm using the Gardein ones. They're 21 grams of protein per serving, and 4 meatballs is 1 serving. There are other brands. You can check out the ones from Beyond Meat, Impossible. And then I also looked up some gluten-free options. If you are gluten-free, you can do the Beyond Meatballs, Impossible, Jack and Annie's Classic Jack Meatballs, Earth Grown Vegan Classic Meatballs, and Loma Linda Neat Balls. I have not tried most of those. I have tried the Impossible and the Beyond, which are both delicious. I also think that Trader Joe's has a vegan meatball. You'll have to double check. I haven't gone there in quite a while because I don't live anywhere near one. So I don't go there often, but if you do know that they have them, will you drop it in the comments so that I know? Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna add these in. Doing 3 bags. Try not to make a mess like I'm doing. And then I'm gonna take a spoon and make sure that all of the meatballs are covered in the jelly sauce. That's looking good. Now put your lid on. Close the vent so that it's sealed. Hit the pressure cooker button. Put it to 15 minutes on high pressure and let it start. Then when we come back, I will show you what they look like. They are all done now, so I'm gonna unseal it. This is releasing the pressure if you are new to using your Instant Pot. And remember, when you take the lid off, there will be some condensation buildup. So I like to pour it like this so it doesn't spray that hot water all over me. I just roll it. And the lid is pretty hot, so make sure not to touch the metal part. I have done it too many times. And they are looking really good in their sauce. You can see, here we go. When I serve it, I'm wondering if this is a big enough bowl. Let's try this one. And I want to serve it with the sauce so that they stay nice and wet and they don't dry out. I want them to be covered in the sauce, but I don't want them to be swimming in the sauce. So just a little bit will go a long way. I won't pour all of the sauce out. And when I serve this, I usually have some toothpicks hanging out right next to them, or sometimes I will do it for people and just like spread them on a flat layer and then go and insert the toothpicks myself. But usually I'm lazy and I feel like every time I'm making them, I have 1 million other things to do. So I just toss them in a bowl, put some toothpicks right next to them and a little bunch of paper towels, and that is good enough. And what's nice about these is that if they are left over, They're great. You can make a sandwich out of them. You can eat them for a snack. These are looking so good. I am not going to give these a try because they are so hot and I've had them many times and I know they're so good. They're always a hit with my guests. But I did want to tell you that I like to serve them hot. So if you are going to be able to have them in the Instant Pot or in your electric pressure cooker or crock pot even, which I do have those instructions on my blog post down below, I recommend serving them there so that they can stay plugged in on the keep warm function and they will be fresher. If you can't, that's fine too. You can just pop them into the microwave before. If you make them the day before, or the night before, or the morning of, you can pop them into the microwave until they're really hot, or even put them with the sauce back into a pot, or even just a few more minutes in the Instant Pot so that they warm up again. If you do decide to store them in the refrigerator, you can put them in an airtight container with the juice so that they don't dry out. And they also are freezer friendly. I have all that information in my blog post down below, so check that out. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye.